Welcome to the Tech Show. I'm Scott,
I'm Carl.
and this is where we talk about cool stuff that we've learned this week.
Super cool stuff that we've learned this week.
Definitely techie, nerdy stuff. Definitely. So this week, Carl, I've got a really cool program called Zap that I've been using.
Yeah.
And basically, because we use Slack a lot in the business, I've been trying to automate a few things. So we use Airtable and our Slack for communication, and
Yeah.
I'm trying for myself to automate it a little bit more. That whenever someone puts a task for me in Airtable, it'll
Yeah.
send me a message in Slack, and it can all be done by Zap.
Oh, okay. So you're like linking up two different programs and they can talk to each other, but they're not related.
Yeah, they're not related. So basically, they use their own little bot. So one gathers the information, and then another one sends it, and it pops it out into Slack as a message.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about, and I've used a few programs before, but I know my mum watches these videos. How would you explain Zap to my mum?
So Zap is like it gathers the information from one program. So this is Airtable. So if
Yeah.
anyone puts in like Nat or yourself put in a task for me to do, it gathers that information, and then what it does is it processes it all, and it moves it over to Slack, and it puts it as a message for me, and it pops up in Slack, just like if it was a user, like yourself. If you private message me, it just messages me on a, it's messaged me the exact same information, but at least it pops up and tells me. So
Okay. So in theory, this program grabs almost any other program, connects it with another one.
correct, yeah, and it does it all in the back for you, so it's all automated. So you don't have to do anything other than the setup. That is.
Oh, okay. So I suspect we're going to see some setup.
Yes, yeah. So basically, I've got the recorded screen. So we'll share screens, and we'll show that. So
Cool. Yes.
all right. So here's the Zapier website, and as you can see, Carl, there's 1,000 plus apps that can be used against Zap, pretty much.
Wow.
So if we keep going down, there's tons. You can do so much with Zap to automate things in your life.
Okay, I can see a few things. So, does every app here can be connected to every other app? Is
Yeah,
that
pretty much. So if you got an email from somebody and you wanted to chuck it into Google Calendars straight away for you, so as a reminder for a certain date, you can actually set that up, which is really really cool. So if somebody says to you, "Hey, do you want an appointment on this date?" and it's in the subject line, it'll chuck it into Google Calendars on that date, which is really cool.
cool? So, like, say for example, I saw Google in there. I'll be able to connect. If someone emails me, I can make an Excel sheet of every time that person emailed me or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And the other way around, like as you can see, there's zero here. If someone messages you or pays, you get a pay slip or something like that, you can automatically get it to send to Google Calendar or to your anywhere. To be honest, you can get it sent as long as one of these apps are in here. You can get them talking to each other.
Cool. So if you ever find yourself having to transfer things between apps, this is what Zapier can do.
Pretty much, and it does it all in the background for you. So it's really good. It's all automated.
Hey, question: is this? I can see premium there. Is this free or does it cost?
Yeah, so basically you get a free account,
Yeah.
and there are some apps that are premium only. It's not a massive cost, but you do get a lot that are free, and you get a lot of zaps that you can turn on. So you get a limited amount in the free version. I think it's like
So imagine whenever you say Zap is whenever it transfers something between the two programs.
exactly, yeah, that's the one. So
Cool. Okay. Well, how hard is it to set up one of these Zaps?
awesome. All right, so let's have a look at this one, setting it up. So for us, it is I want to go from Airtable because we use that a lot. It's like a database program, and I want it to go to Slack. So I want it to message me every time there's an update in a certain part of the database, which is a task for me. So
Cool. Okay. So trigger is where it's coming from. That's what it
correct,
sounds like?
that's the one. So you choose the app where it's coming from in the trigger, and the action is where it's got to go to.
Cool. Okay, so you make a new record. So is each one of those different accounts, or have you just done this a few different times?
I've done this a few different times just to test over different. So I've set one up for you, and I've set one up for Nat in the background. So if you guys get them as well, you'll get a message on Slack as well, which is quite cool.
Cool. Okay, so you match it up to whatever the Airtable. So that could have been that's any one of the triggers you're trying to set up. So that could have easily been Google Calendar, right?
Exactly. So any of these triggers, it will give you a list of options of what you want to do with it. So send a message. Is it from an email? Is it the subject line that you're looking at? Is it the message font? Is it the email address? Something like that. Those are your triggers.
Cool. So, and that's like a preview of what it would look like.
Yeah. So basically, this is like a test. So it sends you a quick test it tests out that everything is right. So it goes to Airtable, makes sure that all the information's there and is okay with it, so it doesn't error out in the background. And it tells you straight up, hey, that's not going to work. Go back and just tweak your triggers. So
yeah. So what was the logic that you used for this trigger then?
So the logic for this trigger is if we go back to, so it asks for a base. So a base is like a database in Airtable.
Yeah.
It asks for the table, so that's like a view. The table is like a page in the database, and then the view, it asks me what I'm wanting to do, and that's kind of like my to-do list, your to-do list, Nat's to-do list. Those things are separate, so it's asking where are you looking for this trigger to be in there, kind of thing.
So if something gets added to Scott's to-do list, is when the trigger triggers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. And then, okay, so this next step, so this is where you link it to where it's going. So that's the action.
Yeah, exactly. So I've selected the program, which is Slack, and then the next one is you choose the action. So you can see there's quite a few different options. You can send a direct message. You can apply it to a channel so everyone can see it if you want to. So there are quite a lot of options with each app that's in Zap, which is cool.
Cool. So I guess you'll be able to customize what's sent to you, how it's sent to you.
Definitely. So as you can see here, it's a template. It's asking like for the username. So who is it going to message it to? And so obviously I want to message it to myself. And you can tweak it as you go. So you can actually have it type in a permanent message. So you could say something like, "This is a task that's for you," and it'll bring up the info, and we'll see that. That.
I get what you mean. So you're basically going, Zap has gone and grabbed a piece of information, and this is getting put into Slack, and then you can frame the message all around it. Say,
exactly.
Oh yeah, this is a test from Zap.
And basically, you can grab anything that you've grabbed in the trigger, you can pop it in here. So it'll grab like a date, a time, info that's in that to-do list, and it'll slap it all into this message that gets sent to me, which is quite cool.
Cool. Oh, and you can test it as well?
Yep. So it'll basically send a quick test message to Slack, which is quite cool, and make sure that everything's up and running. So you can, straight away that if there's something wrong, it's not going to say, "Hey, it's good," and then go away, and it's going to, it's not going to work. It's going to test it there and then, which is really cool.
Cool. And then, and then you get then it sends it.
Yeah. So basically, for Slack, it comes up as Bob the Slack bot, and it pops in that message that I asked.
Sweet. So hypothetically, I jump in, give you a task, Zap comes along, picks it up, and transfers it from Airtable to Slack, and then the Slack bot says, "Here you go."
Yep, exactly. So this is I've got a little bit of footage of me putting in a task into my to-do list, and it can show what actually happens.
So Zap's sitting there magically going, "I'm waiting for something to be added to this list."
Yep, exactly. And it's checking you can set it to check every 5 minutes, 15, depending on how often you want it to check. You can set that up in the Zap itself as well. So as you can see, I've put in a task myself that says help Carl make a Zap, and we'll pop over 15 minutes later once the Zap goes through.
Okay, so I imagine it's in up to 15 minutes before it gets sent.
Yep, so that's on the free version. So on the paid version, you can make it a shorter time to check for Zaps. Free version, you get it as 15 minutes.
Cool.
And so now we're back in Slack, and as you can see, message comes through because it's picked up the trigger and it's done the action, which is task to complete, help Carl make a Zap, and our toggle code, because we use toggle quite a lot.
Wow, that's it's pretty cool how easy it was. Well, it looked easy from my side of things on how to get that all linked up. It's pretty impressive.
It can be a bit of a workaround. You've got to go through and find out what info you want to grab first, and then how you want it displayed on the other end. But once you've got that down, it's really cool, and it gets the jobs done in the background, which is cool.
Okay, well, I guess the big question for me anyway, Scott, is like if this is some tech that you've just learnt, like how much time does it take to actually get your head around Zap? So how much time did you spend on it? Well, how does someone quickly learn how to use Zapier?
Yeah, totally. So for me, I jumped in there. They've got really great help. They've got really great support if you're having trouble with making a Zap. But to be honest, the Zap only took me probably setting that up. It took me about probably 10 minutes. But the biggest thing is, like I said, to start with, you've just got to make sure you know what stuff you're grabbing and where you want it to be displayed before you even jump into Zap. So what do you think, Carl?
Oh, wow, my mind's blown. 1,000 apps that can talk to each other.
Yeah.
Freaks me out a little trying to figure out what I would use it for, though.
Totally. Yeah, there's so many choices.
Pete's will be using Zap for.
So everyday users kind of thing. You could use it to back up your contacts. You could use it to back up photos that you upload to Facebook. You could have them come from Facebook to Google Drive. Just as soon as you upload it, it zaps it over.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm just thinking because I've had apps that make it so I can use Twitter or send a tweet and Facebook at the same time. But this could also grab both those and store it in a central place, like
exactly
both feeds as well. Oh yeah. There's lots.
So if ever Facebook or Twitter goes down, you've got a backup of all your feeds.
Oh, yeah, and you know when you did it, right? Yeah. So when if you ever decide to delete your Facebook account, you can have things backed up. Or okay, I feel that there's lots of options.
Yeah, heaps, and that's the thing. 1,000+ apps, you can do so much.
Cool. Well, so if Zap was your week, I guess I'm next, right?
Yeah, totally. I'm looking forward to next week, man.
Okay, well, I have to get my thinking cap on. I'll show you what I'm learning.
Cool.
Anyway, I think if you're interested in any of those 1,000 apps, what's the website that people need to go to?
So I'll pop a link down below, but it's zapier.com. So jump on, make a free account, and zap away.
Cool. Go zapping, team.
Exactly. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Look forward to seeing you guys next week, and Carl's cool tech as well. So
I need to get some learning on.
Catch you later, guys.